welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. And today we have two Canadian whiskey liqueurs, I think, on the cask, because I think they're not quite 40%. It's the Canadian Crown Royal Apple and the Crown Royal Vanilla. The Crown Royal, I think they don't have a distillery. The distillery is called the Gimli Distillery. Or maybe it's called the Crown Royal Distillery and it just lies in Gimli. And I've been to the distillery. But the Gimli Distillery or the Crown Royal Distillery is one of the distilleries I regret the most driving to. Because I've driven through all of Tennessee, all of Kentucky, and went to Chicago, went over to Canada, a bit of Windsor and Collingwood, and then I went over to Gimli, and that's in Manitoba. So it's about, I would say, 16-hour drive, 10-hour drive from, let's say, Toronto, something like that. I'm not quite sure, don't quote me on that. It was just days of driving. That's how I experienced it. And when I arrived at Gimli, the distillery was, it's a plant. It's a big plant, and you can't enter it. So we just drove around, took a few pictures, and Horst did that, I think, in 98 or something like that. So I just took newer pictures, and that's it. So that's what I regretted most, going to the Crown Royal Distillery. And I find it a bit unfortunate because their product is not that bad. It's pretty good, but they don't let any people into the distillery. Not even any press or any enthusiasts or any people from the industry like us. So unfortunately, I cannot tell you anything about how that stuff is made, but we do know. Today we're going to talk about the apple, and we do know it's 35%. It's apple flavored whiskey, and it's infused with Regal Gala apples. And I've read somewhere else that it's also aroma in there, which you're allowed to add to Canadian whiskey at a certain percentage. Yeah, here it says something. Okay, flavorful and refined. To create this extraordinary blend, Crown Royal whiskies are hand-selected by our master blender and infused with real Gala apples. The result is a delicious whiskey balanced with notes of crisp apple flavor. Enjoy straight on the rocks or in a cocktail for a unique, smooth experience. Crown Royal blended Canadian whiskey was first created as a gift for the King and Queen of England to honor them during their visit to Canada in 1939. To this day, every bottle of Crown Royal whiskey is crafted to meet the same uncompromising standard. 70 proof, 35% ABV. Now let's have a try. And there's a seal. Oh, it doesn't look good when you remove it. I think you have to cut it. I should have cut it from the start. The Crown Royal they always go for luxurious. There's Crown Royal at the front. This time I think it's not velvet. It's just cotton, but it's soft cotton. Somehow it's soft. Ooh. How much do I have to open to get to the whiskey? Hey, come on. This is hard. I've just cut my nails. That was a dumb idea. There you go. Little crown on top. The Crown Royal Distilling Company, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Seriously? Toronto? There's a plant that produces Crown Royal in Manitoba. You can believe me that, but they probably bottle it in Toronto or something like that, or have their legal representation in Toronto. And I can already smell the apple. Oh. That is really appley. Oh my god. That should win the Appleys. Wow. I can't tell you. I can't tell you any other flavors, but it's just apple. and lots of it. It's a mixture of green and red apple, and very, very, very intense. Mm. 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 Wow, it's sweet, very sweet. You definitely taste the sugar, but with a lot of apple. there's a hint of caramel and wood in the back, so you do realize there's alcohol in it, but you do realize there's whiskey in it. But it's very dominant with apple, very dominant with apple. So if you like candied apple, that would be your thing, but it's a bit hard on the apple. It's smooth and very sweet and almost syrup-like. So it definitely reminds of candy and syrup. Yeah. So for the experienced whiskey connoisseur, I'll probably wait for it till I find it at some friend's house. But if you do like apple, and maybe if someone is a really, really sweet person, then you would want to buy that. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting, then please feel free to share this with your friends, and see you next time.